Hey, good morning and welcome to the studio with Get in the Flow. And we're excited to have you. I'm the architect.
This is Doc.
All right. Who are we with today, Doc?
Doc, we are with Bev Al Taylor with Royalty Cakery, and we are so honored to have them on. We met them in season 8 of The Blocks, got to know them a little bit, but we are just like dying to know more the nitty gritty. And I'm sure everyone that watches this is going to want and look for the same. So we want to start you all off with kind of the show title itself. It is Baking Up a Dream, one cannoli at a time. And so I know there's a story behind that, and maybe use that also to kind of come into, how this business started and how it got created and what you guys are doing right now.
Well, it's honestly, we're kind of a strange situation because we did not mean to start a business at all. This was just a side hustle. I was working a couple different jobs, and I was working back-to-back shifts and midnight shifts, and I started watching videos to stay awake at night of cake decorating. So I'm like, you know what? I think I could make one of those. And I was kind of delirious at the point, I think, because I didn't know how to bake or decorate or do anything else. So I started dabbling at cake decorating for my daughter's kindergarten class, like some cupcakes and cookies, and I would send them and I would post them on Facebook, and people started ordering, like, cool, could you make me that?
Wow.
Could I get one of those? And pretty soon I would get, more and more orders. And every time I made something, I would post it and more people would order it. And before too long, I could quit one of my jobs, which was kind of nice. And so I had one job. So I started baking even more and decorating even more. And I got more orders. And pretty soon I had to quit my other job.
Wow.
We had so much stuff going on, and it wasn't too much longer. He had to just jump in and start baking things for me so I could decorate it. And we were both going full time, and our house was overflowing, and we have 11 kids. So our older daughter started jumping in and helping bake cookies for us. And the more we posted, the more orders we got, and we had to move out of our house and get our own storefront because it was just overflowing at the seams. We just had so many orders, and now we're about 2 years into this, and we are booked out for months in advance.
That's amazing.
So, and we have a storefront. You can come in and buy cupcakes, cookies, cannolis whenever you want. So we always have stuff going, but we have custom orders going nonstop as well.
That's crazy. Wow. So do you have okay, I'm gonna direct this at Al, because you brought him into this, Bev, okay? So Al, was it always your dream to become a baker?
Absolutely. No, not at all. I never baked a thing. Same thing. We just thank God for YouTube. I mean, that really that's our business partner.
Yeah, right. That's amazing.
Yeah, everything we learned there. It's pretty crazy.
He's actually in a heavy metal band, so everybody ask him. He's in a heavy metal band. He plays guitar,
really,
okay. Really heavy metal, and then he's a baker.
So.
He decorates cupcakes in his spare time. So
right, yeah. That took probably a little bit of time for him to come out to the group that he was a cupcake baker.
yeah, that wasn't easy.
No.
As long as I take stuff to practice, they're cool with it, though.
So. Yes, exactly. It's benefiting them overall.
That's right. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah. Tell us what, it sounds like I have nothing to complain about and how busy my life is with you guys having 11 kids, having this storefront that's just blowing off like the doors out, and just so much business, which is amazing. I'm sure you guys have had to do, some definite tweaks in your business plan of what that looks like, so you can at least have time with the family, how things can be planned out differently. What does that look like kind of in the simplest of forms? Have you guys done any kind of specifics to do that, of like, we're closing on Sunday or whatever that looks like?
Yeah. Sunday we have family day. We go to church. We spend the day with our family. So we hired actually one of our daughter's friends to come in, and he works Sunday for us. We have them all stocked up, and we leave. We don't have to worry about anything.
We still work Sunday mornings because we have to, but we get out before customers come in. We get out of here.
Yeah.
So.
And then, and then we close on Mondays. that was our least performing day overall. So we decided just to close on that after a little while. So we actually get a couple days off at this point. It's kind of nice.
That's awesome.
Thank God. Oh man.
So you're 2 years in, you're starting to get a little bit of time off. So this is a question kind of for our audience. So you started out watching late night television to stay awake or to help you go to sleep, watching baking?
Stay awake, yeah.
To stay awake. Okay.
Yeah, I had a midnight. I was working a midnight shift back to back, like afternoon and then into the midnight. So I would watch the cake decorating videos to stay awake through the night. I worked in a group home, so you'd get your work done and then you'd have the rest of the evening. And
there we go. Oh, sorry, I muted you for a second there.
Sorry, my phone rang and I didn't even expect that. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, so I worked back-to-back shifts and I had to stay awake I'd take care of other people, so I'd get my work done and then I would have to stay awake for the rest of the night. So I'd watch cake decorating videos.
Wow. Okay, so you were bootstrapping this thing. Do you have outside investors that have invested with you to help you get it off the ground, or you just you're letting the business fund itself?
The business is funding itself completely at this point. Absolutely. We're not opposed to outside investors because we have so many ideas. Like this is really a God thing for us, because when you talk about like pivoting into business, we have pivoted so many times, it's unbelievable. We originally this wasn't even intended to be a business. This was just a little side hustle to make a few extra dollars. And then it turned into, okay, it's a part-time business and now it's a full-time business. And now we're thinking, okay, there's no limit to this. There is absolutely no limit to this. We have ideas for patents on different products and we want to become distributors of our cookies. We have the greatest cookies ever. We have a money back guarantee on our cannolis. Like our cookies are better than other people's and we don't even know how to bake. So I don't even know how to explain that to you.
I love that. No,
I don't even know, but they're just better.
Sprinkled
what do I tell you happens?
Yeah. God changes the flavor of our stuff before it goes out our door. That's the only explanation. This shouldn't work, but it does.
My own recipe for buttercream, and people are telling me that's the greatest buttercream I've ever had in my life. I'm like, I don't know how to explain that.
Hey, you'll stick with it when it's good like this, yes. Man.
Right?
No, that's incredible. That's incredible. I know I really want to swing back around to this whole cannoli thing. I know you've said, like, I believe you that you guys are the best and I can't wait to just like order 1,000 things from you guys. But tell me something about the cannoli, because I know there was something special about that.
Well, okay. It's a little bit of a twofold story. So the reason I even know how to do this is I was working midnights and one of my coworkers said, my mom knows how to make cannolis. I'm like, I don't even know what a cannoli is. Okay. She was like, my mom will teach you how to make one. I'm like, okay, do you think anybody would buy a cannoli? She was like, yeah. So she was like, my mom wants you to come over to her house, though she can't tell you how to make it. She has to show you. This is a secret traditional Italian cannoli. So I went over there. She's speaking Italian to me the entire time. I don't know what she's saying, telling me about her like grandparents who were married to like one grandfather married a 12-year-old, one married a 13-year-old. They're both like in the mafia. And I'm like, oh my gosh, by the time I'm done, I'm like, I want to be Italian. Like, how do I do this? She was like, I'm going to adopt you. So we named our cannoli after her. It's Rosalina's original, and she gets free cannolis for the rest of her life now, whatever she wants. She walks through the doors and it's hers, whatever she wants, whenever she wants it. But we came up with an idea for a cannoli kit where it's going to be like a little Lunchable. So it'll be in this little container. You'll peel back the strip. It'll have 2 full-size cannoli shells with a piping bag full of cream. You'll snip the end of the cream, fill your cannoli shells. You'll have 2 little condiment cups of chocolate chips or nuts. You'll dip it in there and a little bag of powdered sugar to sprinkle on it. And you'll have a gourmet cannoli anywhere. It'll be in gas stations, convenience stores, wherever you want it. And it'll be the best cannoli you've ever had for a low price.
Are you going to put like a QR code or something to a video to show people how to do it?
Yeah, we will have it on the packaging. It will show you how to do it as well. So so it'll have, it's so simple. It's it's like a Lunchable. We can't say Lunchable, but it's like a Lunchable where it's just snipping the end of the bag and filling it.
That is insane. And I mean, that is something humongous because that takes you completely out of storefront. And hey, let's touch the entire world by this. Like that blows my mind. And I can't wait to have one of those at my door. So that's amazing.
Well,
we started shipping them out. So you guys should be expecting some.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Do you have like a little caricature of what you said her name is Rosaline?
Rosalina,
like a little caricature of her, say that it's like Rosalina approved.
We actually got a headshot of her.
We did.
Yes.
That's great. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, all right. Wow. So when are these things when are they gonna hit the street? Have you already started it?
Yeah, no. See, it's $50,000 to develop the machinery to develop the packaging. So we don't have $50,000 on hand right now, but when we do.
Okay, that's interesting. So, man, that's an amazing idea. That is an awesome concept. I love that. And I think people are going to go cannoli over cannolis.
Yeah, I didn't know down south they don't have them.
And I love this. I guess that kind of routes us into just hearing about that $50 or $50,000 investment. Have you had any other of those kind of come up? And what do these specific investments in your business look like? Where maybe bigger ones, because I think that's kind of something that pulls people away of saying, man, it's going to be a lot of time, it's going to be a lot of effort, it's going to be a lot of money. You've told us that it's been a bootstrap from the beginning. Now you're starting to get into a little bit more of, more money involved, but for you to skyrocket into another thing. What is your process of looking, of kind of filtering these investments and what you have to do with them?
Well, honestly, we're not even sure because we're not business people. We have no business background. So this is our year. We decided we're going to learn. We are going to educate ourselves in all things. And that's why we went on the blocks. Like this opportunity came up and we're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is exactly what we need, which is kind of what's been happening to us the entire time. Like just things are happening. It's a God thing for us. Like he opens a door and we are moved in certain directions and we're just trying to figure things out as we go right now. We have no loans out. We have no debt with the company. We have no investors. So right now we're just learning how to navigate that and figure out how to get investors and what that would look like. Right.
No, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing because I think you guys have been smart in really, really keeping your debt down, keeping your expenses low, because that's how you're going to drive it. So that's pretty remarkable. Al, are you still working somewhere else?
No, we're full time in this.
Full time for both of you now. So this thing supports a small village of people. You've got there's 13 of you that you have to support. That's pretty okay.
Well, so in fairness, our children, most of our children are adults now. So some of them actually come work for us. We pay them to be here.
That's amazing. That's even greater. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so I want to transition for a minute. So tell me about what your big why is. What drives you guys? What keeps you getting up early? And besides YouTube, the famous partner, and they are not a sponsor of this show. And although this will be on their channel, we are not paying them anything to say their name over and over and over in this video production. But what's your big why? What drives you guys?
We have 11 kids, and I think we both grew up poor, very, very poor. And I was actually a single mom of 6 for a long time. So I had 6 children from a previous marriage. I adopted 4 from the foster care system and then found myself divorced and really struggling to make ends meet. And I was at the bottom, at the very, very bottom, on food stamps. And one of the most humiliating things that has ever happened to me was being picked to be that family. You adopt the families at Christmas time. And it was very nice of the people. And I know that their hearts were good, but to be the recipient of that, and, my children all got to go pick somebody and they went shopping for Christmas things and, they offered to help pay the bills. And it was wonderful. And I needed that, but it was also humiliating. And it was like, oh my goodness.
Sure.
I don't want us to ever be back there, but I don't want my kids to ever be there. And We actually reach out to the community a lot now, and we are always trying to help other people. We raise money for a lot of different things. We have like pay it forward boards here, so you can come in and pay forward other. You can buy like a $2 ticket, and then somebody else can take that off the board, and they can get something for free. So, like we can't help other people if we're not prosperous. So we're trying to be prosperous so we can help other people. But mainly we have 11 kids and we have 6 grandkids right now and more on the way. So
love it.
I don't ever want them to struggle like we've struggled, like both of us. I mean, we've been at the bottom, the very, very bottom. I'm hungry. I want more. Again, there's no limit to what we can have here. I want freedom. Like we want choices. We want to be able to pick what car we drive and where we live, not because that's where we can afford to live, but we want to pick where I want property. I want my kids to have freedom. I mean, honestly, just freedom.
That really speaks a lot to what Wes and I are doing.
Yeah.
Because we, I've been in real estate for a long time, and I used to have I had a lot of single moms in my apartments, and I would stand out there for an hour at a time teaching some of these single moms different concepts and telling them where they could go to learn different things, because I think there's a lack of resources. And the fact that you were resourceful enough to sit down and watch YouTube and then take that idea and to build this into this small little empire that's growing, that's going to take over the world one cannoli at a time, I think it's absolutely inspiring. And it's amazing how hunger can be such a driving factor.
Yeah.
But that's an inspiring story that I think a lot of people need to realize that there is hope. And you guys present so much hope for people who are in very difficult places.
Yeah, I would want to say, because it immediately spoke to me. I mean, you guys are doing baking, you're doing these amazing things. I wouldn't even think of doing that, and that's okay. And so it's totally like what we're trying to do here is present people, get them awakened to the idea that they're going to have assets out there that they're just led to. Like it's through their life. Like you were led to this sporadically out of staying awake. But what did you do? You utilized it to make a better life for you and your entire family doing so. And I think that's what we're really trying to push for too in Flowbester as well. And so I think something that would impact out, it's already impacted me like crazy. Like I'm like, let's get this thing going. Yes, it's not baking, but it's this whole different montage of what I have in my, spirit to take forward and to do and to be similar to what you guys are doing, bootstrap and grow this and grow my knowledge for this. And so maybe for those out there, you guys could be a huge help. What kind of do you recommend for someone that's trying to either get started into this or maybe just get unstuck and out of their mindset of, I'm like, I just need to do my normal day job and do that and be okay with it. What does that look like?
I honestly would tell people just do it. Like anything, just experiment. If you paint a picture and try to sell it. If you make a soap, sell it. If you can make a candle, sell it. Whatever you can do. If you can bake anything, sell it. Get it out there and promote. We promote like crazy, and we give away a lot of free things. So that's how this started. Like I gave away a cake on a community page. I'm like, I just wanted to make this and here it is. Does anybody want it? It blew up overnight. People are like, yes, I want it. That's a free cake. Of course I want a free cake. And our business kept growing. And now we have over 6,000 followers on Facebook in just a really short period of time. And it's really active. I mean, just do it. Whatever you're doing, do it. Don't wait till it's perfect. Don't wait. Because if you look back at my cake from 2 years ago, it's nowhere. It's silly looking. It's silly.
I love that. I know you
just
should
do it.
Side by side of your cake 2 years ago and of your cake now, and it's like professional status.
The one you did the other day with the little elephant was so cute.
Thank you.
Love that. That was so cute. Okay.
Thank you.
So so just do it. We're not paying Nike to sponsor this either. So Guys, it has been an absolute pleasure having you guys on the show. We're excited. I hope we can have you back in the future because, I mean, what an inspiration. You've got such an amazing story. And Al, we do want to see on the Royalty Cakery website, I'd like to see some of your heavy metal gigs. You know, you need to jam that out. But
yeah, absolutely. I'll get to posting those right away.
Well, you got to do it like in your baker's cap or something where you're mixing up some batter and you jam it at the same time. Do a video. That'd be pretty awesome.
All right, it's done.
So how can people find you guys? Where do they find you?
On Facebook, we are Royalty Cakery. It's Royalty is actually our name, Taylor. If you rearrange the letters, it comes out to Royalty Cakery. We have royaltycakery.com as well.
Okay.
And we're in Port Huron, Michigan.
That's awesome. Awesome. We love Michigan. Go Wolverines, go Spartans.
Hey, there you go.
Whichever ones you guys love, you know.
Yeah, you should have stopped at Wolverines.
Well, guys, we are so grateful that you guys took the time this morning to share your story with us and with all of our viewers. You guys are watching. This has been such an awesome time. We're always looking for ways to kick our assets into gear. And as you can see, sometimes you start out with no assets. You are the asset. And Bev is a great example of that. And guys, make sure you go into the link below in the description. You're going to find a link to Royalty Bakery's website and their Facebook page. We'll have that in the link below. So make sure you get some of those amazing cannolis and the best cookies in the world from non-bakers that don't know anything about it. We're so glad you guys joined us this morning. Thank you so much. I think we're kind of wrapping up.
We're wrapping up. It's been an inspiration to me for sure. And I know that it's going to be an inspiration to everybody that watches this. So thank you guys. Truly, it's been an honor. There's so much application there. And we're honored to have you on. This is going to slap people around in the best of ways. It already has been. So thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Get in the flow. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.